Walmart. So you need to send us your t-shirt.
Oh, well, I bet you can find one around here.
Okay.
We need to upgrade you.
Good morning. Towards the banners. Towards the banners, please. Don't want to get out of the way.
We're going to have you come over here in this corner.
Hey, Ron, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, keep coming this way. Come this way.
In some ways, I think the real revolution has started here in Phoenix, and thank you very much. You know, at the beginning of the campaign, we just really didn't realize what would happen. But let me tell you, I am very pleasantly surprised at what is happening. And you've been at the forefront here. Everybody knows about what's happening in Arizona because they're copying you. And that's great. What is really neat is that we get support from a broad spectrum. You know, we have all ages, but really what is exciting is to see the young people coming out, because the young people really are the future, and they're the ones who have been bearing the burden, and they see the burden that is being laid on their shoulders, whether it's the financial burden, or the burden of our foreign policy, the burden of the monetary system, and they realize, and I'm especially excited when young people who haven't had to work real hard yet are with us on getting rid of that income tax. You know, to me, the amazing thing that has happened, I was we were in Kansas City, had an unbelievable crowd. We had 700 people show up. And I brought up the issue, which I have always been doing for 30 years, and that's the issue of money. And they were really excited about talking about the importance of sound money and using the Constitution and having the money something of real value, and rejecting the notion that the Federal Reserve has a right to create money out of thin air. And you know, they were very excited about that, as so many of you have been. But that is the issue, that when you're in the conventional media, the people who don't understand it, or maybe they do understand it, they ridicule the idea that paper is wonderful, that we can run our government on paper money, and that we can run our government on borrowing. We are a government that has become dependent on borrowing billions of dollars every day from places like China. And then they say, oh, no problem, we're a wealthy country. Our manufacturing jobs go overseas. And then they wonder, why are the young people upset? Well, another reason why they're upset and why they're with us on this so much is, if anything, they really understand the internet, as we all do. I mean, it's one, and I have a simple position: don't tax it, don't regulate it. But our message, you know, there's been some complaints. I sort of grin and bear it, but there's been some complaint, and I heard some out here. It's, for some reason or another, we don't always get the same amount of time in the debates. Have you noticed that? Exactly. But you know what? Our message is so loud and so clear and so true, hopefully we don't need as many words. Some of the other campaigns have many millions of dollars, up to $100 million by the special interest. They have a lot of money, they run their campaigns like a bureaucracy, and they use their words up and they don't say anything. It really has been encouraging. People thank me for coming out and doing this, but I thank you for coming out, because believe me, if there weren't supporters like the people here, all of you, there would be no campaign. You are the campaign. You know what we stand for, you know how important it is, and it excites me to realize that sticking to principle and saying that the Constitution is important and getting back to the rule of law is something that all Americans can agree. Amen. And thank you very much. Thank you. They said we have a couple minutes and we can take a few quick questions if you have some.
Don't yell, Matt.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
With everything that's going on in politics right now, what would be the most important issue, and what can we do?
Well, the overall issue is liberty.
Right.
You know, fighting for individual liberty, which means that you follow the Constitution. That's the overriding issue. But when it comes down to specifics, What I find out on the campaign trail is the war is the big issue, and the runaway foreign policy that is bankrupting the country, that has alienated us from the world, and really jeopardizes all that we do. Because, you know, during wartime is when the American people, and all people, are too willing to give up their freedoms and personal liberties. So that is a major, major issue. And when it comes down to individual issues, the other thing that we are being asked to do is support national sovereignty, not the North American Union, and make sure our borders are secure.
That's right.
Right.
That's right, yes.
Do you speak on equality as much as liberty in the future? You know, add equality, because a lot of people love equality.
Yeah, they do, but that is not the purpose. You
But
want
we believe in equality, don't we not?
Yeah, we believe in equal justice under the law, but you don't want to set as a goal economic equality, because there's no way to achieve it unless you want economic equality at the very, very low level. That is the goal of a socialist country, because they want economic equality. But if you want the greatest amount of production and the fairest amount of distribution, so there is a huge middle class, it only can come about with a free market with respect for individual liberty and the rule of law, property rights, and the right to defend the property yourself if you like. So the goal is not equality, because none of us are equal in the literal sense, but we want equal access, and we want sound money, we want right to own property.
We get more equality through liberty.
That is it. I mean, you get more wealth.
Thomas has a question for you.